Hello, YouTube viewers. OSPG here. I was in the video, my second video. It was going to be about resistances in Path of Exile, but I have changed my mind because I see all the famous YouTubers out there or streamers doing their take on POE 2 and the stability of POE 2, and I just want to weigh my thoughts on it because I agree with a lot of them. There's also a few things they didn't mention that I found I should talk about. I watched a video from a creator named Ben. I think he makes YouTube videos, but I subscribed to him, and he had some good points. He said there is no reason for POE to exist right now in its state, and he has no positive outlook for POE 2. And I didn't even think about that far originally when I was playing. I did realize that there was problems with POE 2 when I was in the end game, and I would be trying to do maps and falling asleep. And in Path of Exile 1, I don't fall asleep in there. I'm always entertained. I always either feel very OP and very happy, and everything's fast. You get across the screen really quick. You feel good about that. You've created these really good items on your character. And in this game, you don't get that. You don't get any of that feeling. Like, you're not zooming across maps. Everything's dying on the map. You take a couple steps and just look at something, give a good fart, and everything dies on the screen. But that's not from hard work. That's from finding currency from the rares you got to hunt on the screen. They're everywhere. And then they're hidden. They're annoying. You'll go buy them so many times and you have to go back and be like, man, do I have to go back? So I just quit this damn map. But you have to. You have to finish it. You have to go back to that damn rare that's hiding or stuck or you can't get to, or it's properly not mapped. Sometimes it'll be underground in a map and you won't even find the underground spot or know in Path of Exile 1. If you're underground and there's a mob there, it'll put another layer that shows you it's underground above the map you're in. And here, it doesn't do that, right? So you either got a bugged mob or it's underground. And trying to figure that out so you don't lose your little modifiers on the map, on the atlas, well, that's terrible. It's a terrible feeling. It's terrible. I've actually had to cancel many maps because of just that reason. And Citadel completion is another thing I'm having a problem with. Completing these citadels here on the map, they don't complete. You can kill all of the rares that are hiding. You can kill the boss of the citadel, Doriana or whoever, and it doesn't complete. So on my map, on my atlas, it says fail, but those are not failed, and that bothers me. I mean, that's small, but it bothers me to see that fail. Now, another person I was watching is Gaz, or Gazzy TB, if I said his name correctly. I've been playing POE a long time, about 13 years or something like that. And I know he's been playing a long time too. I used to watch some of his content a while ago. But he said some really good stuff. He was watching Ben also, and reacting. I'll put the videos links in my description, but they had some really good points that made me really think, how are they going to do to make this better than POE 1? Because it was described as a different game than POE 1 inside of a game. POE 2 would be this new mold, but in the end it is POE 1, but less. Really. My build that my first video is in Monk Invoker, and I had bad gear. I even said in the video, I have gear that shouldn't be killing everything, annihilating the whole entire screen, and making bosses that are supposed to be these epic battles. They don't even get past the face usually, depending. I mean, I've on a live Ash there in phase 1, and I had to watch phase 2 finish while they were dying, and then after phase 2 ended, it just instantly died. That's happened repetitively. That's got to be fixed, especially with the kind of gear I'm wielding. I'm not wielding in-game gear. In POE 1, this gear would be good enough for tier 13 or something, but not for bosses, especially not the end guys. So that does bother me. I know I'm ranting about it, but in the beginning, when I first started playing, we all had our rose-colored glasses on. We've seen these awesome graphics. So I'm going to give graphics for POE 2 a 10 for me. I love graphics. But then when you go past the graphics and you really look into the game, then you realize that this went backward. This didn't go forward. This went backwards. So we got a couple forward things. We got WASD. I love WASD, but it still feels clunky. especially with like builds like Ice Strike. Ice Strike for me is way better on a controller. Like I don't know why you'd play with WASD on Ice Strike. If you haven't, try a controller. It's very, very good, like fluid. Now that leads to the walls and the mapping in POE. Like when you go on a map, you'll get, Augury or whatever it's called, or some forest area, or even like a crypt area, and you'll be like snagging invisible scenes and getting stuck. And that has caused me to unalive my character from like spinning or rolling into an invisible seam and not being able to roll back out because I was trapped. Well, I fixed some of that, but I still get trapped on the invisible seams, and it has cost me my character's heartbeat during those moments, like even during questing. And the boss fights though, they're amazing. Like I love the boss fights for the first, like I said, the first act, second act, third act. Maybe you're getting to the fourth, but you start getting super OP, like to the point the game is like so broken that you don't really need the skill. Well, I mean, you need some kind of skill. It's not like a potato gamer could do it. You see what I did there, potato gamer? Anyways, no, it's like POE 1. When they had a problem when new players would join and you couldn't just look at a YouTube video, copy paste it, because you didn't understand what you were doing and how important each little stat was and what stat, so they didn't really progress, and they would just quit because it wasn't beginner friendly. Now, Grinding Gear Games did a good job making it beginner friendly, because all these XD4 players who are upset did come. They instantly killed bosses because they made it so easy that anybody with, meaning not anybody, somebody with a little bit of skill and a copy paste ability could now copy paste from YouTube, and it would work. That's a big problem we didn't have in POE 1. But yes, we do need to get players in, but by like copy pasting builds the same one and then destroying all content, because your game now has become as easy as like Diablo 3 or very similar. I remember in Path of Exile, I was trying to craft these boots that had dual resistance, onslaught and tailwind, and chaos resistance. I was trying to craft my first pair, and I slammed 2 of them by just by luck. But I mean, I had scouring orms were involved, other little items, not just pure absolute garbage luck. In here, it's like I grabbed so many pieces of gear and hit and meant like, wow, like there's really 2 nice good lines on here with 1 bad one. Well, all you can do, I guess, like just avoid the bad one, slam it a few with exalts and pray. Well, that praying never took effect. I just decided, now I'm going to just buy from whoever finds on market. Unlike Path of Exile, I created a lot of my own gear, and it was really good gear. Something to be very proud of the gear you got because you created it. There's more I want to talk about, but I want to stop for a second and just talk about this crazy conspiracy theory my brain has come up with regarding Path of Exile 2 and what happened. See, I believe Chris Wilson had a game design to do what he said, which was build Path of Exile 2 on top of POE 1 and make it like one big game. But differences happen in the business because, like, though Chris Wilson is like the head, and I know that. I believe the story is Grinding Gear Games created by 4 individuals in a garage in New Zealand, and Chris Wilson was the head. Now, I haven't seen him as much as I used to on videos, and he used to be full of smiles, very happy about his creation. Then lately, like, I know he's busy or whatever he's doing, and he's not involved as he used to be. And that's where I think more responsibility went down to Jonathan Rogers. Now, Jonathan Rogers is an awesome guy. He cares about the people. Obviously, would make videos explaining and apologizing for delays. But I think him and the people behind him or next to him have a different outlook. As Chris Wilson, I haven't seen as much as he used to be involved. That's pretty good, probably because he's a very busy man. This seems like a different direction. And this direction seemed to be started during Diablo 3. Because this game, to me, does remind me of Diablo 3. A better version of Diablo 3, but it does remind me of Diablo 3. Like, exact same feel. Like, when I went Diablo 3, it was very cartoony, but the graphics were very vibrant. Gave you this hope that this is a good game. It had world destruction, so it made it more feel like you're immersed. But then I noticed, like, for like Path of Exile, it became an individual game based on simplifying it. It's supposed to be funner, but it isn't. It's not fun, like I said, killing a bunch of mobs and walking very slowly to where they all died past it. That's slow. It's not really a theory, but it's just my thoughts on what happened. Like, it sounds very similar to what happened to Blizzard North back then. Head changing, one's leaving or something. Not saying it's actually true. People may know more than I do. I don't know. I just feel like it feels that way. And what I mean, it's like Diablo 3 on me, like, they're two different games. Both are ARPGs, but Diablo 3 was very arcadey feeling to me. Like, you get through it, kill everything really quickly. Everybody had a build. Nobody really was good. Only way you judge somebody was good is how many hours they played, because they'd be way high on the leaderboard, or hardcore if they were alive. But in POE 2, it really feels that way. Like that we're going to this arcadey kind of hack and slash, get to the end. Like the other ARPGs. Now I do know a really good ARPG. It's older, called Grim Dawn. Now it's too old for me to play because it's dated, but it always seemed to let every skill used in Grim Dawn, you used every skill. Unlike POE and Diablo, like every skill made sense to use. So in that game, I clicked every skill. It helped, and that game seemed to scale very well the whole way through from beginning to end. It's too bad that company built it on a dated engine for. I believe that game was built off of the old ARPG Titan. Titan Quest. But if POE would follow with how they scale their characters and the gameplay, it had very good scaling. This video, it was already way longer than I wanted to make it about. I'm sorry about the ranting, but these are my thoughts of Path of Exile. It could be a good game. Feels like it wants to be, but it falls short. Graphics great, audio is great. The pop-up windows are character windows and skills. They look all good, but in the end, it's just becoming arcadey. Now, it's still early. Who knows what happens? Maybe Ben's wrong and it'll become a very good game and make itself distinct, stand out past Path of Exile 1. But right now, Path of Exile 1 is the better game to me. And there's a lot of problems with Path of Exile too. Like, if you have a hand of wisdom, you pretty much almost any build, if you have common sense, could be really OP. And that's not good either. One item shouldn't break a game. And I really believe that hand of wisdom or even stat stacking in this game doesn't seem to work. Or maybe I should say it works too well in this game, stat stacking. So yeah, like, I use the hand of wisdom because it works. And well, it works badly. It works too good. It works to make the game too easy. So I don't know what they're gonna do to fix any, but if I was to rate this game, I wouldn't rate it. I couldn't rate it right now. As Jonathan Rogers said, he said that they're delayed, and he apologized. And just like Diablo 3 and 4, when they get delayed, we gotta wait and see. Right now, I would say at least it's got a community, and maybe that'll pick it up, keep it up while the game gets repaired, and see what they do to balance all these issues. Anyways, thank you for watching my video. Thank you for Gazzy TV and Ben for the great content, and able to comment on it. I will leave a link in the description to these videos, and like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye, YouTube viewers.
Freezing strike! Need more mana.